Look at that juice. This is going to be the juiciest burger you ever have in your life. You want to know how to make it? Stay tuned. Hey homemakers and inspired homemakers, it's so glad for you guys to join me yet again with another turkey burger tutorial. I already have one on the page, but this is my updated version. So in this one, I'm gonna make the double portion. So I got 2 ground turkeys that I got from Aldi, and that's what I'm gonna work with. I'm gonna put in my Lipton tea, which is the French onion soup. Lipton soup, okay, not tea, soup. And I put that in there and I just fold it in. As you can see, I'm folding it in, sprinkle a little bit, and I'm gonna fold it in. And that's how I apply the Lipton soup. And that one has French onion, has all type of onions in there. If you're an onion person, I would definitely try this because it is so good, so flavorful when you cook your burgers. I even added to the water that I put my burgers in. Also, in this video, since I'm using 2 rows of turkey meat, I used a little bit of the French onion soup from the other one, and I used a whole entire Lipton package too. So it's really up to you how you want to apply. It's really up to you how you want to put it in there, but this is how I do it. I pat it in and then I fold it in. Pat it in and you fold it in. You just folding it all in into your meat. Okay, now ladies, what I'm going to do is add my seasonings. Of course, I got my Creole seasoning. I also have my accent seasoning. I also have the garlic powder, onion powder, and that is all I'm going to need in order for me to season up my burgers. Those are seasonings that I use. You are free enough to use the seasonings that you use or you normally use, but this is how I do mine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sprinkle all of my seasonings in, and then I'm going to continue to pat, and I'm going to fold that in. I'm going to fold all that in. I usually at least season how I feel like I need it to be seasoned. I can't tell you how much I use. So you use as much as you feel like using it. So I pat it in too, and I also fold. And then I season the other side, and I pat it in, and I also fold too. Now, ladies, what I'm going to do, I'm going to form my burger, and I'm ready to cook. I'm ready to cook, okay? So we just going ahead, and we are forming our burgers, right? We're forming them to the perfect size burgers. You can add as much as you want. You can add as little as you want. You can make them big. You can make them small. You can make them juicy. You can make them fat. It's up to you, okay? I decided in this video that I want to make them big juicy burgers, okay? Because they're gonna go down in size as they cook anyway. But I wanted mine to be a little bit more juicier than I prefer, because you know what, I was doing 2 meats this time. So I did 2 rows this time of turkey meat. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna make little burgers. I'm gonna make them big and juicy, and that's what I decided to do. So you do what you will with your own burgers at your own household. You know what you want to do, and you know how to feed your own family. So that's what I'm doing here. All you had to do was form. You don't need any breadcrumbs. You just need your own art and perfection to roll up your burgers and form it the way that you want to form them, and make them perfect as you want to make them perfect. So all you see me doing here is just pressing down my burgers, making sure they are flat and they getting all that juice in there too as well, and they soaking up that flavor. Also making sure that they cook too. As you can see a little bit, they are turning brown at the bottom. So as they turn brown at the bottom, it just goes off an instinct feeling. Like I know when to turn them and when not to turn them. So I would say if you don't know when to turn them, when they are brown all the way at the bottom, then you turn them on your pink side and you let them cook. So as I said earlier, as you can see a little browning on the top of there, I added a little bit more limpid soup. And like I said earlier, I just didn't want to leave much behind anyway. I didn't want to waste the Lipton soup because I didn't know when the next time I was going to use it. So like I said, you can use as much as you want to. I add some to the water, and I sprinkle a little bit on the top of my other burgers before I even flip them over, which was fine. You can add as much as you want and as little as you want. It's really up to you. For me, the more the merrier. And plus, I made bigger burgers this time. So I felt like that I needed to sprinkle a little bit more of the Lipton soup, and that's what I did. Okay, so as you can see, ladies, they are brown on the other side. So they are perfectly fine. They look like they brown, and that's good because they basically pretty much cook. So we had to flip it over on the pink side so the other side can cook. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. And honestly, that's all I do. I make sure that they are pressed down in the water. I also make sure they are flipped right. And then I just go ahead and I check and I look and check to see any pink. And I keep on flipping to make sure that they are all the way cooked through. Okay, so I allowed the other side to take some time to brown, and which I did. And now, since the other side is browning up, we're going to flip them over. As you can see, they browning, right? So that's what we want. And we're going to keep on flipping them to the other side get brown at the top, just like the other side that we see. So if you want me to get in a little bit more detail on how long you should flip them over, I would say at least between 3 to 5 minutes to flip them over. As you can see now on the other side, it's brown, like the side that we just turned over. But I wait in between those times to flip them over and also absorb the juice. So that's what we're doing here. Now they are cooked all the way through. I know when they cook all the way through, but you can check them with a fork or or you can cut them open. In the beginning, when I started doing this, I started to cut them open just to check, because at that point, in the beginning, I have never cooked with just water before. I always cook with oil, whatever. So in the beginning, that's the way that I checked them. I checked them with a knife to make sure it wasn't no pink in the middle, and it was always cooked through. So now at this point, you can go ahead and add your cheese. You can go ahead and allow it to melt. And when it melts, you can just take it and make sure you have a plate next to you, and you can start serving your household. Right here, I had more meat left over, and of course I wanted to cook it all, so I just add more water to the seasoned water that I already had. So if you have more meat left over, just add more water. That's all you have to do. And then cook the rest of your burgers. And that's it. And when I tell y'all that these are the most flavorful, greatest burgers I have ever tasted my whole entire life, I would never cook another burger the traditional way that we have always seen, with all that oil and that oil splatting all over the place. This is an easy cleanup. This is the juiciest burger that you ever gonna have in your whole entire life, and I would not make it any other way. I'm telling you, I'm serious. I would not make my burgers no other type of way besides this. Unless I'm really, really lazy and I do it in the air fryer, and I have never even done it in the air fryer before, but I have to be the laziest person not to do it this easy way ever, okay? So If you want to try this recipe, I encourage y'all to try it. Please try it. These the juiciest burgers you're going to ever have in your life. Serve it with some fries. Serve it with whatever you like. Whatever you feel like that you want to serve it. Your children going to love it. Your man going to love it. You going to love it. And it's going to make sure that y'all are full. These turkey burgers is filling, okay? And it's also good for your diet too. Turkey runs through your digestive system very quickly. So I would encourage you to go ahead and eat these turkey burgers and cook it the way that I taught y'all to cook it, because it is so good. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and try this recipe. Bye.
Y'all see it?